Hello everybody, so my name is Phearen Miller. So today I'm gonna talk about the nitrogen use efficiency and the soil bioavailable nitrogen in corn silage production. So in this study, we test a different source of fertilizer on the corn silage production in the calcareous soil, which is a very high pH soil, and we have 4 treatments. Those treatments are the control, no compost, no nitrogen fertilizer, and the low ammonium sulfate, which we use about 112 kilogram per hectare, and high ammonium sulfate 224 kilogram per hectare, and also the steel manual compost for 224 kilogram of total nitrogen per hectare. The objective of this study is we want to see the effects of different sources of nitrogen on the yield, plant nitrogen uptake, nitrogen use efficiency, and the soil nitrogen pool. And we also want to evaluate the compost effects on the crop production and the soil quality. The result from the study, from the long-term study, we see that the compost is significantly produced a higher yield compared to the control, but it is not significantly different from the low ammonium sulfate treatment. And for the yield, the treatment that produced the highest yield are the high ammonium sulfate. For the nitrogen uptake, this line, there's not much difference between compost and the low ammonium sulfate, and they are significantly higher than control. And for the nitrogen use efficiency, compost produced the lower nitrogen use efficiency because compost has a very low yield. And also the total nitrogen, in the different yield, we don't see any significant effects of the fertilizer source on the total nitrogen of the soil. But if we do the long-term study with the repeated measuring, we see compost significantly have a higher total nitrogen compared to the other treatment. And for the autoclave citrate extractable soil protein, is the top soil profile, we can see that it is significantly higher than the lower soil profile. So the top soil 0 to 15 is significantly higher than the lower soil profile. And for the amount of the AC in the total nitrogen, if we consider that 16% of the nitrogen are in AC, so we have about 50% of the soil total nitrogen is in the soil protein form. And for the AC soil protein, from the long-term study, we can see that it's significantly higher under compost treatment compared to the other control and the ammonium sulfate. So in the conclusion, compost significantly produced the higher yield than control, and it produced a higher total nitrogen and the soil protein. And the long-term study for the soil for the field is needed because we want to predict the long-term effects of the nitrogen on the soil and also on the crop. Thank you.